All right, greetings, class, and welcome to week number 2. That is right, week number 2 of your 7314 class, which is your reference class. As always, I am your professor, Dr. J.S.K. Alston, and what we are going to do this week is a quick state of the course update, followed by I'm going to do a demonstration on our library's interlibrary loan feature, as well as our library's journal finder feature. And the reason why I am going to demo these things for you today is because, well, A, this is a reference class, and so those are things that you will do in reference if you are a reference librarian. You will probably help people with interlibrary loan, and you will probably help people locate journal articles, magazine articles, and other types of periodical articles. But another reason why I do this is so that you can get the optimal experience, have the best sources that you can have in your assignments, both for this class and for the rest of the classes that you have while you are in the program. I would recommend that you all really take advantage of interlibrary loan, in part because your tuition already paid for it. So it's kind of like the more you use it, the more that you can actually get the bang for your buck, if you will, with your tuition dollars. And another thing that I'm going to say about that is you can use interlibrary loan not just for academic reading and for the reading for your class, but for your classes, but you can also use interlibrary loan for pleasure reading. So if there are ebooks that you are interested in reading and you don't want to go out and pay for them, and you want to take a shot and see if interlibrary loan can get those things for you. And if you're in Columbia, you can even try to use interlibrary loan to excuse me, you can even get use interlibrary loan to try to get a physical book if you're in Columbia. And then certainly interlibrary loan is not something that is unique to Mizzou's university libraries. Libraries all across the world use interlibrary loans, so there is a good chance that even if you don't live in Columbia, wherever you live, you can probably find at your local library some way to use interlibrary loan services and get some materials, that you otherwise would not have had access to. Now, I do want to say that sometimes interlibrary loan has a small fee associated with it. That's generally at public libraries. Usually at academic libraries, interlibrary loan is part of the tuition, but for public libraries, yes, a lot of times you may have like a $2 fee or a $3 fee to use interlibrary loan. But trust me, that's not bad, because a lot of times what people are doing, first of all, a lot of times like one journal article, if it's not accessible through your library, a lot of times just buying one journal article can be $25. So if you can get it on interlibrary loan for like $2 or $3, and it's something that you can download as a PDF and keep, then you saved yourself like $20. You know what I'm saying? So you probably want to make use of interlibrary loan, not just in this class, not just while you're in CISL, but throughout the rest of your life. As long as libraries are offering interlibrary loan, why not take advantage? But okay, having said that, let's go ahead and get into the state of the course update. Pause. All right, so as we get into state of the course updates, for one thing, pretty much everyone did the syllabus quiz, and everybody who did the syllabus quiz ended up getting a perfect score. There were one or two of you who did not do the syllabus quiz for some reason. That cannot be made up at this point. And then everyone, pretty much everyone did their first discussion board prompt as well. Now, please keep in mind that this the discussion board prompt for this week also goes into next week. So it's actually, what is this? Oh, okay. I'm not used to student view. I'm usually not in it. But okay, so I'm actually going to leave it for a second. Okay, so we are out of student view, and here is what I want you all to see right here. So with this week's discussion board prompt, it actually goes into next week. So let's go ahead and scroll down here. Discussion prompt number 2. You should have your first prompt up by, your first post up, up by September the 3rd, which is this coming Sunday. And then you should have your follow-up post up by the end of week 3, which is September the 10th. Okay. So again, this is me saying, hey, you don't have something that actually is a deliverable this week, but you do have double discussion posts that will be graded next week. So If you do happen to be a little later than Sunday this week, that is okay. But again, everything for this discussion board prompt needs to be up and ready for me to read and grade by September 10th, and I'll probably get into them and grade them on September the 11th. All right, other things that we need to discuss. Hold on. All right, so now I'm back into student view so that you all can see everything else that is going on. Again, September the 10th is when both of those, your two posts for discussion board 2 are going to be due the final deadline, but then also your database unassignment, which again should only take you about maybe an hour to an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours at the most to complete. That is also going to be due on September the 10th, and I did speak about that during our sync session, and you all have the format for that within the prompt, so it shouldn't be too difficult to do your database unassignment, and that should be 5 easy points. Our next meeting will be on September the 19th, so mid-September. I believe it is exactly 3 weeks from tonight because I'm recording this on August the 29th. Yep. So we will see you then, and our guest speaker that night will be from the Wolfner Library, and she will be speaking about services to the disabled and differently abled, whichever term you prefer, go with it. I think disabled is the term that most people prefer these days. All right. Aside from that, I'm really pleased with what's going on so far. Again, the syllabus quiz grades were pretty good. The sync session attendance was also very good, and the quality of the discussion board posts for week 1 were very, very good. So I am very happy with what I'm seeing in this class so far. And also another just quick update, I will probably have the semester-long assignment up in mid-September, probably right after that sync session. There's really no need to start working on it right now. Right now, you should be focused on doing your discussion boards. And most, like I've said in the past, most students really don't start on the semester-long project until after the demands of the discussion board have slowed down, which will be after, I believe, discussion board post number 5 is when, let me actually check there too, just so I don't tell you anything wrong. Yeah, so discussion board number 5 is due on October the 1st, and then you won't have another discussion board due until November 17th. So October is probably when a lot of you are going to be doing a lot of your heavy lifting on the semester-long assignment. All right, let's talk about these features with libraries that I was mentioning earlier, Journal Finder and Interlibrary Loan. I'm going to show you how they work and why you might use them. So let's take a peek. Hold on one second. Oh, actually, Dr. Jason made a quick boo-boo, so there is something I am going to correct right now. So one thing that I always tell people in the first video for the course is how to speed up a YouTube video. I speak very slowly, and so I upload these videos into YouTube, A, so that they can be sped up, and then also B, because YouTube does have like an auto caption generator. The captions aren't the best, but they are quick and free, and usually they suffice for students who may need some captioning. I haven't had an actual hearing impaired student yet that actually needed the full-blown captioning, but if I ever have that, then I probably will use something a little more professional than YouTube, but YouTube serves our purposes right now. But if you want to ever speed up a YouTube video, let's actually find something with some music in it. Let's see. Hold on, actually. Okay, so I'm going to actually try to mute my mic as I do this. But what I want you all to see is when I go into this YouTube video right here, and I am going to pause that, but what I can do in order to speed it up, you can go to settings, and then you can go to playback speed, and usually I can still be heard and understood clearly at 1.5, maybe even 1.75. So yes, I do recommend you speed me up. I'm a Southerner, I talk slow, it just is what it is, but I'm going to show you all this in action right now, and hopefully I can actually mute myself as I do that. In that way, you all can see, okay, the video and the music is going at a certain pace now, but then when Dr. Jace hits that speed, it is going to go faster. So let's give that a shot. Let me see if I can actually mute myself. Okay, I wasn't able to turn my mic off, but oh well. Alright. So you are going to hear some feedback. I apologize. Let's just see normal speed. Sped up. Catering to your heart when you say that I want it that way. Tell me why ain't nothing but tell me why ain't nothing but and then you can take it right back down. So that's how that works, and yes, you are going to want to speed up the videos when I'm speaking. It just is what it is. All right, let's go ahead and get into that journal finder feature. So one thing that I found is that it actually really is good to, excuse me, hold on here for a second. Okay, so I don't know what happened. Yeah, my recording software just kind of glitched on me. Okay, it looks like it's better now. So yes, Google Scholar is something that's good to use when I'm trying to demo what I'm talking about here. So let's say you have, let's just come up with a topic. My research interest is cultural heritage, so yeah, let's do cultural heritage. Peru's cultural heritage sounds good to me. All right, so let's say that you have, usually when you're in Google Scholar, if you see one of these links over here to the right, then this is something that's open access. You don't need to actually pay for the article, and you don't need to be signed up for a library or registered with a library in order to access it. You can just click the link and the full text is just going to be there. Okay. Well, in that case, it is going through my library. So, sorry for possibly misleading you there. Let's try this one. This should be a little better. Yeah. So I didn't have to actually log in with a library or anything like that in order to access this article here, the full text to it. All I had to do was click the link. Now, this is taking a while, so let me pause it and make sure it loads all the way. All right, so as you can see, there is the full text right there, okay? But let's say we don't have our little handy little link there. Let's just say that things are blank. And we see some times here where things are blank. Now, with books, this isn't going to work because we're doing a journal finder feature, and actually, I think that for a lot of these, they're not going to be journals that Mizzou carries. What I want to do is find a journal that Mizzou carries. This one may be one. Hold on, I'm going to check. Okay, so scratch that because Mizzou did not have access to that particular journal, but I did find one that Mizzou does have access to. So we are on this page right now, and we are, let's say I want this article right here. And as you can see, there's no link, so we don't have any open access here. So we got to find this bad boy in a library, or we got to pay for it. How much are they charging us? That can be kind of an interesting piece of information to have. Let's see. All right. So if we wanted this article, they want $50 for this. All right. So I am sure you do not want to pay $50 for that one article. $50 is usually what I try to keep my grocery bill to, at least for half of the week. Okay. So you don't want $50 on that one article. So let's not do this. Here's what you do instead. We know that our journal is business history. So what we can do is go to the library website. And when we talk about the journal finder feature, what you would do is come down to looking for a specific journal. Oh, Lord, don't do that. Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to be looking in business history. That was, again, the name of our journal, business history. Put that in, and we see it right there. Click search, and as you can see, it's the first one that comes up. And so what we want to do is click this full text access and make sure it's something we've got. And sure enough, we can look here and see that our year is 2015. So we can come back over here, and it has to fall within the range. And the range is from 1958 to the present with a delay of 15 months. But 2015 was over 15 months ago. So we should be able to access this within Business Source Premier, one of our databases. We click that, it does this. Okay, Lord. For the sake of time, I am going to use another browser, because things never work the way you want them to while you're recording. So let's do this. Specific journal. All right, we're going to do it here. Business history. Full text access right there. And so we're going to click Business Source Premier. And now we're in. That article was from 2015. So we're going to expand 2015, and oh, they had 8 issues that year, so that's a lot. So let's see if we can actually close these tabs. Let's go back here and see if we can actually find volume and issue information as well. These are things that you're going to have to learn how to do if you're going to be a librarian, by the way, so get used to it. We are looking at volume number 57, issue number 7. So, and we're looking at a page number of 1020. We see the page numbers here. So we're going to go back, and it was issue number 7. And it's going to start us off on page 955. The previous pages are in the previous issues within the volume. So this is issue number 7. And so issue number 7 starts at page 955. So we won't have to scroll down long to get to 1020. Let's see where we go. Right there. So as you can see, this is the article abstract right here that they're trying to charge us $50 for. And this is the entire full text. Offered through your library for free, because that is, well, not for free, you already paid for it, but for a lot cheaper than $50. And this is what libraries do. We come together and we bring you resources that you might otherwise not be able to access due to various barriers, one of those barriers being costs. So you've got the full text there, and it's all good, okay? Now, let's say we run into a different type of problem. Let's say that, and we're going to go back here. So remember that article I was talking about earlier, right? And we may not go to that exact article, but we're going to go to an article in a journal that Mizzou does not have, okay? In that International Journal of Heritage Studies, that's, I believe, should be one of them. Where is the article, though, that we were looking at? Let me pause while I get back there. Oh, never mind. There we are. So let's say you did want this article. The way to get this article, because the way to get this article is, oh yeah, those are just footnotes. So yeah, this is just an abstract and footnotes. You don't have the entire full text here. And let's see how much they would be charging us for the full text. This is another $50 article. So what you can do, because Mizzou's library does not have this journal, this is the International Journal of Heritage Studies, Mizzou does not have access to this. So what you would do is you would do an interlibrary loan request. And the way to do that, we're going to go back to the library homepage, library.mizzou.edu. Actually, it's library.missouri.edu. Sorry about that. And once we go there, we can go to request an item ILL at MU, which ILL stands for Interlibrary Loan. Click it. First, you do have to log in. And then once you log in, you will be sent to this page here. And what you can do is make a new request. Go here, new request. And what we are looking for is an article. So you do request article. Technically, you only have to fill in the fields that are required. However, if you want a faster turnaround, and most of these are filled within 72 hours if you're going through Mizzou. Mizzou, I think, fills 97% of their interlibrary loan requests within 72 hours, so within 3 days. But what you do is you go ahead and enter your information properly here. So we have a title that is required, and our title is this. You can really just copy and paste this stuff. And I even recommend that you copy and paste it in that way. I recommend that you copy and paste it in that way. You will not be in a situation where you have to put in another loan request because the loan request that you put in had misspelled words or missing words or things like that. It's a lot easier, in my opinion, to just copy and paste. And ooh, that is even in the wrong place. Dr. J has to watch himself. This is where the publication title goes, not where the article title goes. Let's take that out, put that back there. That's where the article title goes. Then we're going to come back here and put our publication title in here. All right, and then we scroll down. Again, giving them as much information as possible is helpful. It helps them process the request a lot quicker. I think it's, 12-2. So volume 12, issue 2. We may not have a month. Let's see. It doesn't look like we've got an actual month. It does have a publication month of August, but this isn't really what it's asking for when it asks for a month. We don't have a month. We're going to leave it blank and just put the year. Okay. Our year is going to be 2006. And we can keep scrolling down, keep scrolling down, keep scrolling down. We have inclusive pages. You'll find that right there, 159 to 175. Again, that is right there. 159, 175. ISSN. We may not have access to that for something like this. Yeah, I'm not going to look for that. A lot of times you're really not going to need that. Call number, OCLC number. We don't need those. The digital object identifier, we don't need that either. You typically want to give them maybe 2 weeks. So let's go ahead and just for the hell of it, we will put 9/15. But again, most of them are actually filled within 72 hours. But this is going to cancel the request after a certain date. Will you accept the item in a language other than English? No. And where did you learn from this? Learn about this item? You don't really need to do all that. You just submit the request, and then once you submit the request, then your outstanding request will be here, and they will process the request. And then once it is actually processed, then you will get an email, and the email will direct you to come back here, and you go to electronically received articles and download your article, and that is how interlibrary loan works. So as you can see, these resources really can save you a lot of money and also a lot of time depending on what's going on. So I recommend that you all be aware that these resources are out there. I recommend that you use interlibrary loan, and again, you can use interlibrary loan for more than just scholastic stuff. You can use it for pleasure reading. If if they're magazine articles or newspaper articles that you want to read for pleasure, you can go ahead and use interlibrary loan for that as well. Physical items, again, you probably aren't going to be able to get through interlibrary loan unless you are based in Columbia. However, interlibrary loan is done all throughout the country. All throughout the world. And so you should be able to find a local public library that may charge a little bit, maybe $2 to $3 for an interlibrary loan request. Or you can, if you are affiliated with the academic library near you, then you can go ahead and use them as well. It is helpful to, I'm going to tell you all about WorldCat very, very quickly, just so that you all are also aware that this resource exists. So if you go to www.worldcat.org, this is a good way to find out whether or not a book might be somewhere near you. And this can be helpful as well when you're trying to do interlibrary loan. The more libraries that hold a book and the more libraries that hold the book near you, the faster an interlibrary loan request can be filled, and also the faster that the more likely that an interlibrary loan request will be able to be processed if a lot of libraries hold the item. So I'm going to actually pick an item that is very popular. Let's do Hunger Games, just because that's something that's very popular. So we can do Hunger Games and we can search for that. And there we go. We've got the Hunger Games as a print book. And we can click into this. And I am based in Kansas City, just outside of Kansas City, actually. And so as you can see, my local public library, Mid-Continent Public Library, actually does have a copy of this. But as you scroll down, you will see Mid-Continent, Kansas City Public Library has it, North Kansas City Public Library has it, Avila University, which apparently is in Kansas City, I've never heard of that, they have it. The Kansas City, Kansas Unified School District has it, and so forth and so on. So you can find libraries throughout the world that are going to have this particular title, and you can do this for any title to see whether or not libraries near you actually hold the item. Okay, so that is how WorldCat works, and WorldCat can be useful when you are trying to do interlibrary loan, because both things are kind of done through OCLC, and you'll get familiar with OCLC as you continue on with your career because they are major players in our field. Okay, that is it. Yeah, there's nothing else to add. We're just going to go ahead and time it out right there. We are under 30 minutes. Again, I'm going to put directions in the announcement on how to speed this up, so hopefully you sped it up even right at the outset. But if not, then I hope that when I talked about how to speed it up, you went on ahead and sped it up then. But that is what it is. I am Dr. Jace, and we are going to finish this reference race, and we are going to do it together. Take care, and I'll see you next week. Looking forward to it. We'll talk a little bit about APA next week. Ciao.